So we are going over at least, if I calculated it right, I could be a little off, but my top 50 characters that I would love to see in Marvel Rivals. This is a video that will be posted automatically after I'm done recording it, as some of these characters are leaked to possibly come out, so I don't want to have it wait and then some of this video not be relevant anymore. First one, and we're starting with characters that I've seen concept art for. This art is not created by me. This is created by other individuals. I do not know who they are. I found it by just Googling it. So, all credit goes to the artists. The first one is Mr. Negative. I've seen a lot of people request him. I don't know much about him. I know, like, a bit of his power set. I could see it working from what I've seen from the Spider-Man PS4 game. Don't know much about this character. Next is Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. I think they could do a little more with like flamethrower type of abilities rather than like the chain. I know in this picture it has the chain. I don't know. I figured you could make it different than the regular Ghost Rider. You could just do it as a skin, but I'd hope that most of these characters get to be shown as something that's not just a skin. Next one's Silk. Silk could be a healing character. I could definitely see that one where she can throw out essentially like healing packs with a web throw, as well as making defense shields because she does a lot with the webs. Versus Spider-Man is more more combat orientated in this game. So, yeah. Next I saw was Nova. I'm not sure what you would do with Nova. It'd probably be pretty similar to the Iron Man playstyle, with a little more shield, like a lot more shield and defense space attacks. Next would be Beast. This is another one. I don't know how they do it, but I can imagine him going pretty much any direction. I just absolutely love the character. After that, we have the Leader. Now we need this one is more from we need more villains. However, I think he could be a pretty good healer, Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare style, where he could put out like machines that regen. That could be pretty fun. Black Bolt. This is another one. I'm not sure. A lot of these I'm not sure the move sets, but I like the idea of these characters being in the game. So I'm gonna stop saying that because it could get old. Black Bolt, I like the character, and I'd like some more Inhuman representation, and I want Lockjaw in the game. Spoilers for another character on the list. And I saw this concept, and it looks pretty cool. Next is Elektra. I really like Daredevil. I want Daredevil in the game, and if you have Daredevil, you gotta have Elektra. Next is Ghost Rider. We talked a little bit about him in the Robbie Reyes one. I like Ghost Rider. He's one of my favorites, along with Ghost Rider, Daredevil, Doctor Strange, and Speedball. Some of my favorite Marvel characters. Ooh, that's another hint to somebody coming on the list, kind of. Next, we have Daredevil. Obviously, he could be a great brawler with a lot of distance because he has the nunchucks that can like swing really far out with the rope. So that could be kind of fun, like almost a boomerang-like attack, like Captain America's shield, but you could do two. Just wouldn't do as much damage or something like that. I don't know. There's a lot of fun possibilities. Carnage. Once again, we need more villains, and having the Spider lineup being pretty good, I could see Carnage doing a lot of fun things, a lot of fun brawler things, especially with like the axe hands, things like that. Next is Blade. Now we have Dracula. What comes next? Blade. So he's an obvious pick, but he isn't in there yet. He probably will be soon, which is the reason I'm pushing this video out fairly fast. Next is Cyclops. Now he's rumored to be in the next update. There's a lot of possibilities with him. Cyclops is pretty cool. You got Wolverine, you got Storm. Might as well throw in Cyclops. Deadpool. Now, they teased him a bunch in the game, so he's probably coming in, but I wouldn't be mad if he was. Gambit. I love Gambit, and since his popularity has soared since the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, I think there's a very, very high chance of him coming to the game. I have been a fan for a very long time, ever since X-Men '97's initial run. Not the, not the 97 that just came out, the original first run of the series, back when we had Morph without the white face, 97. As well as I had the original first print run of the Gambit comics. Unfortunately, they're a little roughed up, but I still have them in my collection because I love Gambit, and those books have a lot of memories to me. Next, Beta Ray Bill. I love the look of Beta Ray Bill. He's just an awesome looking character, and he could be a little different than Thor. Not sure how you do that, but there is definitely ways you could. Make him a little more dash heavy, something like that. Vision. Vision could be really fun. He could have a lot of going through shields abilities, stuff like that. That could be an interesting one for strategizing against shield characters. Ms. Marvel, she's been in a lot recently. She's been pushed heavily recently. It makes sense why she would join the game. Bishop, I absolutely love the idea of Bishop. He can take opponents' attacks to charge himself and heal himself, and then throw it back at an opponent. I think that would be a really interesting mechanic. Colossus, they got the Deadpool movie stuff going on. They got the X-Men stuff going on. Throw in Colossus. He makes sense. Black Cat, I could definitely see her playing a similar role as a mix between kind of the Black Widow playstyle and Spider-Man's. Something right in between those two. The Blob, I mean, great tank. And we need more villains. Blob is an easy choice for that. And the final of the ones that I was actually able to find concept out for, this one's a concept 3D model, but still. Hyperion. He's supposed to be in the Thunderbolts movie soon, so, I mean, why not throw him in this? Makes a lot of sense to me. Howard the Duck, he has a lot of possibilities with, like, a mech suit like he had in Contest of Champions, or you could do the whole bazooka thing. Imagine a little duck with the smallest hitbox and really weak, but boy do his punches pack hard. Somebody like that on the team could be really interesting to play with. Red Skull, need more villains. Avengers villain, Red Skull's an easy choice. Luke Cage, I think he could be a fun tank-like character, and he could have a really high shield to himself, and so he'd be kind of hard to take down. But you would really have to charge up his powers. I don't think that he should be able to, like, box you up close. Or maybe because there's a lot of ranged characters. I don't know. I really need to get to playing this game, but I don't have the proper things to play it. Mephisto. I would love Mephisto in the game. It makes so much sense as one of the big bads. Mephisto would make sense as a Spider-Man villain. It makes sense as a horror character's villain. Throw him in. As a villain to balance every team out, we should have at least 2 villains per team. I say at bare minimum. Lockjaw. He's another character who could be a teleporter and could kind of counteract Jeff's stuff. And Lockjaw's just cute. He's just cute. He has a lot of potential. Green Goblin, his could be kind of fun, where maybe he could damage his glider, and he can't fly anymore for that mission or something like that. I don't know. Got a lot of bombs, things like that. And he's got the razor things. Those could be a lethal one, and I just love Green Goblin. Falcon. I don't know why he's not in the game yet. I honestly don't. He would make a lot of sense along with the characters that are in here. Kingpin, if you're going to have a villain for Daredevil, it's got to be Kingpin. Kingpin could be an interesting tank who could also use his cane as a gun. That would be kind of fun. Absorbing Man. This is another character that I think could interact with a lot of other characters and absorb their abilities or, like, their strength. through touching armor, or he could be a hiding character. Could be a little broken, but I could see them implementing some fun mechanics with him, and he'd be an odd choice. Now we're really getting into my picks, as ones who I don't think anyone else is going to be saying. Penance. As I said earlier, Speedball is one of the choices I want, but I don't want Speedball. I want Penance. He'd add to the villain roster while not necessarily having it, and he's got a lot of combat abilities that could be used in a lot of different ways with his quills. And they have some darker storylines going on in this. I think Penance would be an interesting one to throw in there. I don't know where they would throw him in, but he would be definitely one nobody would see coming. Super Skrull. You have the Fantastic Four that are coming in the game. Throw in Super Skrull. Makes sense. Mordo. Could be another kind of Doctor Strange style character, but I don't know. Something similar play style to him. And we need more villains. Yeah, that's a big problem in the game right now, is not enough villains. Bullseye. Another one that could be very interesting, moveset wise, and if you don't have Kingpin, might as well have Bullseye. Silver Surfer. They have Galacta. They got this Fantastic Four. They got Galacta. They got some cosmic stuff going on. Silver Surfer makes sense to be in here. Man-Thing. Now, if they're doing Ghost Rider, Blade, and you're building up that side of the universe, Man-Thing's an easy choice because he could be an interesting one with a lot of vine grab tacks or like pin characters of the floor type of deals. That could be fun. Or slowly like regenerating himself by burning the health off another character. Stuff like that. It could be interesting. Impossible Man. This one could straight up just mimic a character. Maybe like make a Impossible Man version of each character. And he can mimic that character for so long. And then his base moves are kind of just weak. So he's like a character that could strategize with what pieces of the team need to be duplicated. That could be fun. And I just really like Impossible Man. Now this one could be another fun, really fun duo character. We have Cloak and Dagger, but I think Sasquatch and Puck could be really fun. I imagine a fastball special, but it's just your character. You don't need another character to do that. Or like it's bowling, instead of throwing in the air, it's like going under the ground. That could be Puck and Sasquatch's thing. They got a lot of really interesting abilities between the two of them. And it would be something that's, some Alpha Flight representation would be very interesting, and I could see some interesting dialogue between Wolverine and them. Apocalypse, if you're going to have the X-Men, you're going to do a big event, Apocalypse is an easy choice. Abomination, you got the Hulk. Throw in Abomination, have some more villains. Armor, this is another one that would be a really fun tank, and it could add to the mutant side. It'd be an interesting character. I don't think a lot of people, have a lot of representation towards this character, but it could be fun. I could see this character working out in this type of game really well. Alright. This one's really weird. Amazing Android. This is another one I could see mimicking powers, but only super power, like only the super moves or something like that. Versus Impossible Man can mimic the base character, but not the super move. This would be like the reverse of that. And he ties the Fantastic Four and has fought a good chunk of the Avengers as well, which this is his look from the Avengers runs. It would be a very interesting one to see, most certainly. Next, the Beyonder. I would love to see the Beyonder in this game. I mean, I would want to know what story potentials they could do with that Battle World type thing. Maybe have an event where you can have multiple Captain Americas on one team through the Battle World mechanic. That could be fun. Now, I know we said Beast, but a big prominent villain in the Krakoa era of X-Men, which is what they're saying a lot of these X-Men are being pulled from, was Dark Beast. A lot of story potential with this character. And you could have him be like the polar, whatever you do Beast as, have him be the polar opposite. If you have a Beast as a healer, have him be an attacker. If you have Beast as an attacker, have him as a healer. It'd be interesting. Next is Forge. He's got a lot of ranged mechanics, and I could see him building things TF2 mechanic style. I would love it. Yeah, sign me up. Forge. Hardball. This is another one where he has a lot of shield things, kind of like Sue's shield. He has exploding balls he can throw and bouncing balls, so you can hit multiple targets, but they only last for so long, but you can only fire so many. He's got a lot of interesting limitations, but a lot of moveset you could pull from. Interesting character nobody would think of, but would work in a game like this, most certainly. Dakin. You have Wolverine. You want a villain for just Wolverine. Dakin's a pretty good choice. And, yeah, no, I'd be up for it. Hammerhead, another tank character nobody would see coming, and it had a pretty good Spider-Man villain for this type of game. I don't know what you do as Ultimate or what it, yeah, no, but it's an interesting one. And Kraven the Hunter. I could see his movement in this game being really cool. And once again, another Spider-Man villain. I know we picked a lot of Spider-Man villains, but I'm trying to think of villains that would be really good for this game. And I kept coming back to Fantastic Four and Spider-Man. X-Men, I couldn't think of a lot of really good villains that fit this kind of movement system, at least with the characters that we have on set. But Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, definitely could. Overall, that is my list. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm also going to be posting this on the Marvel Rivals Reddit. I have finally joined Reddit. This is going to be the first test video I'm going to use with the Reddit platform and showing it to them, seeing what happens with that.